We have an olfactory system, obviously, and this is our nervous system. Our sensory organs send the nerve signals to the brain, and then that's what's processing the signals. And it's also part of our taste too, that whole system. And it's very powerful because it can affect our mood, it can affect our behavior, obviously, because it can affect the brain. So there's all these moving parts happening here, like the whole nasal cavity. There's a olfactory epithelium, which is very more receptor sensitive nerve cells. We have an olfactory nerve. We have a chorus section on our cribriform plate that it has like these olfactory bulbs, and that actually is shaped in our forebrain. And so it starts, in birth, or sorry, in development, this whole setup. And our sense of smell is the way our brain works. So memory is going to impact smell as well, right? We can remember a scent because of that connection. And it connects to obviously our emotions because it connects to our limbic system. So all kinds of odors can trigger positive or negative emotions connected with specific memories or emotional expressions that you've had. And it also can create visual information, even like there's a part of the brain called the piriform cortex, and that can create an expectation that a fragrance will smell pleasant or unpleasant to you as well. So if you've had a disgusted sort of experience with something, that will hold as a memory. And people say, oh, I hate the taste or smell of this or that, but it's usually because they've associated like a negative memory with it. And some people like really toxic smells. Like my mother always loved the smell of gasoline. And I know people who like that smell. And I'm like, what? Like that, how is that a delicious smell, right? Or acetone, or some of these like smells where you go, maybe a pica or a version of for the olfactory system. But it's like, it's a memory thing. It tunes to maybe their grandfather took them to get fill up and they have fond memories. And so now that's a favorable odor. So it is emotionally overlaid, a lot of it too, which it makes, we have to be aware of that because we may be attracted to a smell that might not actually be good for us. And our wires are crossed to have a different sort of feeling about the smell, even though it might actually be physically doing us some damage. And these are chemicals that, because they affect the nervous system, can affect digestion and mood. It's why you also should smell your food before you're going to eat it, because that actually starts the whole digestive process immediately by going through the limbic system and it's beginning the salivatory enzyme production just by sniffing it. And we also have a vomeronasal system for pheromones too. And that's why the whole perfume industry is so huge, because they're trying to manipulate the way that your pheromones pick up the messages and send the chemical information to your brain to make you either like or dislike that person, right? Which to me, that's really not honest. I'm just saying. Not that I want to smell their BO all day or anything like that, but it's just, if we keep doing these mimics, if we keep covering ourselves with all of these different scents, this system can get very confused. And this chemical cascade that comes from that can also be misaligned. So it's definitely, there's a lot going on with how our scent works in our body. And I think it's meant, like from an original standpoint, to protect us from things. We're supposed to, if something's spoiled, we get a smell, we should be able to identify that that's not something edible, right?